Hey lovelies! Welcome back to my channel, and this is my last little Lucy video using the Sonia Williams and Kerry Anderson glitter collection. This design is Diamonds Are Lucy's Best Friend. So, I am working on my hand dolly hand today. I have just slipped the base nails in at the cuticle, and then I've applied the Glitter Planet pre-pinched stiletto tips to give this gorgeous shape. Love these tips! And now I have sped this up slightly because I don't work this fast and you don't really need to see all of this. Just going in with my clear base layer of acrylic. Now moving on, so I'm using Clear Candy from Team Gorgeous. I've also got Peach Melba, which is my core acrylic, whipped cream for a touch of white. Then this beautiful colour is Clouds. Love this blue. And you have to see this to appreciate it. This is Silver Dollar. I'm using some 3D diamonds which I got from the Glitter Fairy, and here is the glitter. This is the blue Kerry Anderson Sonia Williams collaboration. Now the fun stuff. And look at that silver. It's like melted silver. It is absolutely beautiful and so pigmented. And on this nail I'm just doing a wash of colour. This is just to give me a base. So I've just gone on, put my bead at the cuticle and then just painted it down the nail. Just going in with a touch more there to neaten up the cuticle. Then I will just clean up any bits around the side, and then I'm just going to leave this to set. As I said, this is just a base colour, but you could leave that as it is because it's so pretty. So pretty. While that's setting, I'm just going to do a reverse smile line, one of my favourite things to do these days, and for that I'm using Peach Melba. So picked up my first bead, drained out a lot of the liquid so that it doesn't, splodge all over the place. Placed it roughly where I want that smile line to be, just pulled it down slightly, blended the back of the bead down towards the cuticle so that when I put the next bead in they blend together nicely, and here I'm just using my brush to pat it down and bring the sides of that smile line in to create the nice shape, making sure it's even height all the way round to butt the next colour up to, doing lots of work with my brush to make that shape as perfect as I can. Then I've just gone in with a second bead, slightly wetter, just to blend it all together. The height wasn't quite spot on, so I just added a bead at the tip of that smile line and blended it back. Again, always neatening up those side wings of the smile line so that it's all neat and I got less filing to do. And then finally I'm going in with my cuticle bead. This is where I'm going to make sure I put in my apex, my structure. Just tuck that in at the cuticle before blending it down over top of the rest, and then I'm going to leave that to set. Now, I have sped this up slightly faster because otherwise we would be here for hours. But it wasn't quite that long. But on this nail, I'm going to do a full diamond nail. And using these 3D diamonds from the Glitter Fairy. So I've gone in with a wash of clear acrylic first. This will act as my glue, and then I'm using a crystal picker-upper one. This is an old one which I use for these sort of things because I don't mind it getting acrylic on. To pick up those diamonds individually, making sure they're up the right way because 3D, they are different. Placing them on the nail where I want them, and then I'm just using the pointy end there just to manoeuvre them and make sure they are even. As the acrylic dries out, I just add a little bit more of a wash, and by using a wash I'm not adding any bulk. And then I'm just going to keep going until I get to the tippy end of this nail and it is all completely covered in diamonds. And I absolutely love this as I can't think of the word, as an accent nail, but it is time consuming and a little bit fiddly. While I'm just finishing off the diamond nail, I forgot to say this at the beginning, so I'm going to add it now. This entire set is a recreation of a set by the fabulous Wherry. Wherry, I think that's how you say it. If you don't watch her on YouTube already, do, because she is amazing. She is hilarious, but she's so informative. I'll pop her link below, but this is a recreation of her set because it was amazing. Mine is not a patch on hers, but at that cuticle there, I cut a diamond in half and then placed each half to fill in those two little gaps. Now I'm just using that pointy end to make sure everything is as it should be. And then I've just gone in with a wash of clear acrylic just to hold them all in place. I will cap again, so it was just a wash. Deep breaths. Now that nail is finished, I'm moving on to the pinky and I'm going to do an ombre. So I'm starting off with that gorgeous silver dollar and just doing a wash of that colour at the tip and blending it back. While I leave that to set, I'm moving on to the index finger and I'm going to do a marble. So for this marble, a bit of pesky hair, bye bye hair. For this marble I'm using silver dollar, clouds and whipped cream. So I just started off with a bead of the clouds and the silver dollar to get my cuticle nice and neat, and now I'm just picking up small beads of each colour. Small wet beads, the wetter the better when it comes to a marble, as you can see. Then I'm just using the tippy tip of my brush and swooping it through the colours just to marble them basically. And then I'm just sort of going in with little wet beads as and where I want to add a bit more colour. You want small wet beads for this. And now with marbles, there really is no right or wrong way to how they should look. It's just kind of however you want them to finish. And I have a love-hate relationship with marbles because I think you have to let yourself go. They don't have to be uniform and perfect. They just have to be marbly. And I struggle with that a little bit sometimes because I like everything to be just so. But I'm going to be honest, I loved this one. I really loved it. I think that silver dollar and the white, I just all came together so nicely. So I'm just doing individual beads here at the moment, just filling in any gaps or where I need a little bit more of one colour. And that is another way you can do marbly marbles. And here you go, just a couple of beads, tip of the brush through, and then just patting. You don't want to do any dragging or pulling because that will like blend all the colours together and you won't have a marble, you'll have a mess. And then try not to overwork that because I would do. I'm just going to leave that, but while that acrylic is still wet, I'm just going to pat some of this gorgeous blue Sonia Williams Kerry Anderson glitter into it just for a bit of sparkle. Gotta love a bit of sparkle. But I was so happy with how the marble came out. I didn't want to cover it with glitter. Sometimes I do because glitter hides a multitude of sins. But in this case I was happy with it. Back to the pinky and that ombre. And I'm going to, at the cuticle, apply clouds and just ombre that down over silver dollar. So I applied the bead at the cuticle, tucked it in, made that cuticle line nice and neat, and then I just feathered it down over top. Going in with a little bit more of silver dollar, just at that blend, but I am going to add glitter, so it doesn't have to be a perfect blend, but like I said, this is me. So just work in small wet beads. These acrylics you really can do small wet beads because of how pigmented they are, but that way you're not adding loads of bulk, so that when you come to encapsulate you don't have a big thick nail. And as I said, I'm just going in with that glitter at the, doing that kind of standard swoosh across the middle. So down one side to the free edge and up the other side to the cuticle. And on the thumb I did clouds at the tip, and here I am just doing a glitter fade over top of that. Just adding the glitter, little beads, wet acrylic, and just placing that on using the tip of my brush to move it until I'm happy with it. When I finished this thumb, I then capped those 4 nails. So they were all capped before I went on to that middle finger and the smile line. But I did that off camera because otherwise it really was going to be like an hour-long video. I ain't got time for that. So they are all capped, and now I'm going in with a 100 grit file. This is from Team Gorgeous, and I'm just sharpening up that smile line, just making it nice and crisp and even and looking hot. That is the way I'm going to describe this one. I loved it. Now, you all know I hate filing on camera, but I thought I would today. Once I've done that, dust away all that excess dust, and then I'm just going to fold my kitchen towel over to trap the dust. And now I'm going in with Silver Dollar again because I just love this colour. I really need to use it more. I can't believe I've not used it as much as I, look at it, it's amazing. This is one of those colours that I would definitely recommend using it as a design colour and capping it. Lovely view of my hand there. So I'm just getting that colour right up into the wings, so it's all covered. Don't need much because of how pigmented it is. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter at the tip and just blend that down over top, or fade that down over top of the Silver Dollar. So you've sort of got a line of silver and then glitter. And then I'm going to cap the end of this nail. I don't need to cap the nail bed because that is a core powder, which I'm going to do off camera, and then I'm going to file all of these nails into shape and refine them, and as if by magic, here they are. And so I've dusted them off with my dusty brush, and now I'm going in with a lint-free wipe and some of the Team Gorgeous prep spray just to get rid of any little pesky bits of dust that we don't want. Right, it's time to bling up these babies, and I'm using my Fast Fix crystal glue from Team Gorgeous, and I've got my crystal Katana from Crystal Parade, and some blue and silvery crystals also from Crystal Parade. So, blob of that Fast Fix crystal gel onto that nail, and then I just used a little micro swab to spread it out. And now I'm just going to go in with my design. I didn't really have anything in mind. I knew I wanted to use one of these opaly, petally type shapes and blue and silver crystals, but that was about it. So this is partly why I love using this Crystal Fix, because you have to cure it before they're all stuck into place, so you've got time to move them around and change your mind, which you will notice I do. Because I put on these two little S-shaped, and at first I thought it was going to be really good, but I needed sort of to mirror it, and I couldn't do that. So you will notice very soon I take them off and do something different. But you can do that with this crystal glue. It is great for people like me who change their minds and haven't got a clue what they're doing. So I put a little tiara in at the cuticle, and here they go, they're coming off. But you can do that because they're not stuck in place yet. So I can use the pointy end of my crystal katana to get that shape just right. Or not shape, talking rubbish now. Just to get them in that just right place. And now I'm adding some to a couple of long teardroppy ones. I never know what the different shapes are. I know they're round, obviously, but the rest of them, just, go with it. So now I've put those in, I'm much happier, and then I'm just going to finish faffing and adding a few more crystals here and there. I don't think I add many more, but these long shaped ones I like to tuck them in to hold them in place. That was the wrong size. It's got to be right. And then when I'm happy with all the crystal placement, I am going to pop this in my LED lamp to cure for 30 seconds. And now it's the fun stuff. It's time to top coat. Oh, you know I love a top coating. So I'm using my Flexi top gel from Team Gorgeous. It's the only one I really use, so I don't know why I keep telling you. But it is my absolute favourite. I had a little pesky hair in there, so just getting rid of that. And then I'm going to top coat, and you can see, see this diamond nail come to life. I just look at that. Look at that. Oh. It's worth the time and the effort to get them just right. On this nail I will go in with my brush just to get in all those little gaps, right in and around the crystals, not over top of them because I don't want to lose that shiny shine, but just right up to them. This will also help hold them in place. Not that you need that with the crystal glue, but it just adds a little bit more security. And then I'm going to finish off top coating these last two nails, and then I will pop this in my LED lamp, cure for 60 seconds, and this is my Diamonds Are Lucy's Best Friend, inspired by Kylea, Wherry, I should add that, design complete. And there they are, look at those. Don't forget, if you're working on a real person, to go in with your cuticle oil. I recommend Milky Nails, and this is Lola Cola, love this one. Just apply a little blob at each cuticle, rub it in, and there you go, that is your surface complete. So I do hope you've enjoyed these 4 Little Lucy videos. I've had so much fun coming up with them with her. Don't forget to check out the description box for the list of products that I've used and links and any discount codes I have. Please give this video a thumbs up, leave me any comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you again very soon with another video. Bye! Mwah!